And this program can show you how you can add another six-figure income to your existing practice. So it's another wonderful add-on to your quit practice, and it can just complement what you're already doing. And you guys, a lot of people have been asking us for this. So here it is.
All right. People have been asking for a while, actually. So this is the new breakthrough, a massive new opportunity, and a brand new potential for every person sitting in this room, because you know the story with your quit program with $1,000 a day. This is another opportunity to have $1,000 a day in another business. So if at Quit we say spend 2 days a week getting that $1,000 a day, you have another 5 days. What do you want to do with the other 5 days? This is an opportunity to do this, and it's for you. And the best part is that it really is only for you. In other words, with this very first program that we're running, we're only running it for Quit graduates. Nobody else at this stage. Yeah? Nobody else. Now, it is a huge new market. The brochures have been delivered, so you know that it's about ideal weight. Roberta mentioned that I've been working on it for a couple of years. It's been ready for a little while, but the test pilot didn't want to try it on. So if the test pilot doesn't want to try it on, obviously we don't promote it, right? But a little while back, as Roberta said, the test pilot did try it on, even though not 100% of the program. So she's only incorporated in her life some of the small changes that we recommend here, and it's been working approximately 1 kilo a week for the last 14 weeks for Roberta, yeah? So this is a huge new market opportunity. Now, here's what's important from your point of view. If you can just put up with me rather than watch the brochure, just temporarily. And then you can have a look at the brochure and all that sort of stuff. But just remember your quit program. Do we not say at your quit program that your marketplace is roughly speaking 3 million people? Because statistically in Australia, you know, out of the 23 million, so many are smokers, and the percentage of those smokers that want to quit, it brings it back down to 2.5 to 3.5, roughly speaking 3 million smokers. Well, guess what? That's the quit program. When you talk about weight, statistically in Australia, these are not our figures, these are Australian Bureau of Statistics figures. 62.8% of Australians are overweight or obese. 62.8%. Do you know what that means to you? It means over 14 million potential clients. In fact, if you do the maths, you'll find that it's 14.4 something. 14.5 million potential clients. And each and every one of those needs your help. Now, this is completely different to other things. So, it's called Reach Your Ideal Weight. Yeah? So, it's not about weight loss. What is it that people do when they lose something, by the way? Don't they want it back? They want it back. And don't they usually get it back? They usually get it back. We know that from personal experience, right? This is completely different. The words are different, the system's different, as you'll see in a moment. Yeah? So it's about reaching your ideal weight. You're going to end up with the best USP on the planet. Now, being a quit person, you know that a unique selling proposition is an important part of any marketing program. Yeah? So you start by saying who you are, and it includes your USP in whatever business you do. In this business, you'll have the best USP on the planet. You'll also have the best brochure in the planet that actually goes in hand with reaching your ideal weight. And you get to be an ideal weight specialist. Yeah? You get to be a Reach Your Ideal Weight specialist. Now, the reality of it is, and some of you have people lining up to do your quit program. Yeah, we've heard from Irene, she charges $900. I have a friend in Kuwait who used to charge $750 US. Now I say used to because I lost track for about 9 months or so now. We haven't been communicating. So I don't know where that rate is now. But he used to charge $750 US for his session. Now guess what? In Australia, cigarettes are expensive. Do you know how much they are in Kuwait? Nothing. Somebody said nothing. Peanuts. They're peanuts. You know, for the equivalent of 50 cents Australian, you can buy a packet. Yeah? So he doesn't get to say you will save over $100,000 and all that sort of stuff. Yeah? And yet he charges $750. So some people here already have people lining up for your quit business. When it comes to the ideal weight, people will be lining up to get that part of the business from you as well. Why? For a variety of reasons. Because your clients, when it comes to ideal weight, they've already been told a bunch of things. Again, you're not going to be the first person that'll get to see the person for the very first time. Isn't it true that every magazine you get has some sort of a diet something in it? Yeah? Isn't it true that there's always some exercise program? They're on TV all the time. Yeah? They're everywhere. Now, they've been told certain things that actually do not work. And what you'll be doing is you'll be busting those myths quickly. So they will line up for you. Now, when it comes to losing weight, diets and exercise, etc., 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 there's a lot of information out there which is in fact ridiculous and pretty close to bizarre, don't you think? You know, as I say, I can have a library full. In fact, I have a photograph of, almost 1,000 books on health and fitness that I'll be showing at the training, which just goes to show how every book, one is against the other, against the other, against the other, against the other, against the other. Every idea is different. You know, you do get the ridiculous and the bizarre. Some people come up with one thing and, eat grapefruit and all of a sudden you won't have any weight, you'll be as skinny as a rake. There's other people that are very complicated. The Biggest Loser on TV, what's that about? Is that real life? It's impossible. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. I don't even know why people want to watch something called The Biggest Loser. But anyway, but obviously they do, yeah? It's like Lost Husbands or whatever it's called. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And there are others that are outright dangerous. Don't you think? And people sometimes are looking for that magic silver bullet, They want to take this magic pill that's going to do the whole work for them. They're myths, and you'll be busting them. Yeah? So the idea of this particular program is to add another leg for you to get another $1,000 a day, working however many numbers of days you want. It's as simple as that. If you only saw one a day, by the way, you end up with $3,500 a week. That's not too bad. Yeah? If you did that regularly, you get 180 odd grand a year. Not too bad either. Now here's what I think the difference between quit and ideal weight is pretty important in this regard. And this is, in your quit business, there's no shortage of market. 3 million people, right? In this business, there's 14.4 million that need your help. Not 2.5 to 3. So what it really means, this is pretty important. What it really means is, for the effort that you put in to get one client, potentially in this business, the same effort will get you 6. This is a difference. So for those of you who have seen hundreds of people, you will have no problem seeing thousands here. For those of you who have seen dozens of people in this business, you'll have no problem seeing hundreds. Because really what you're doing is you're multiplying the same effort. Let's just say there's one guy who knows how to get lots of clients, and they get 10 clients in whatever format. In other words, they spend 3 hours out there, they get a certain number of clients. Let's just say you spend 3 hours out there, only get 1 client. That's fine. That same effort will here, in this case, will get you 5.5 times more clients with the same effort, because statistically that's how many more people are out there who need this. So that to me is the biggest thing about ideal weight. Absolutely. The potential to get another $1,000 a day. Your clients will be delighted. Why will they be delighted? Well, you know the system with your quit. If you followed the system with the quit, and I know a lot of you cut corners at the end. Fine, I'm the first one to admit it. We know that already, yeah? We have all this stuff here. Whoa, good, bad, and indifferent. Okay, so your clients will be delighted because they're going to get a system that's going to be simple. And they'll be given stuff to take with them, and I'll show you in a moment. So, they'll be delighted because you'll be licensed to use a proprietary system that will make it real simple. They will learn how to reach their ideal weight in one 60-minute session. Just as your system here is guaranteed. So, your business is going to run just like a precision Swiss watch, just like one of those. Looked pretty good up there. Anyway, so learn to reach your ideal weight in one 60-minute session is what this is going to be about. It's not about come back another 100 times. It's one 60-minute session. Guaranteed for life. Now, the thing with this business, the thing with that particular system, and the reason why it's a proprietary system and it's in the process of being trademarked now, is because there's a few different concepts that interrelate with each other. And they're all looped from one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. So, one thing that's important when it comes to losing weight, whatever you want to call it, but in our case, it's the ideal weight, reaching your ideal weight. One thing that is really important is, in fact, your mindset. Would you agree with that? If you have the wrong mindset, things don't work for you. If a person is stressed or bored, what happens? They overeat. If a system has just a diet plan, it will not work because they're not changing the person. If a system has just exercise, it will not work. Unless you spend 8 hours a day exercising over a period of 6 months, like The Biggest Loser on TV or something, and you have to take 6 months off your life and actually do that with people taking care of you every minute of the day, otherwise you'll have a heart attack. It won't work. It doesn't work. It's not something that you can sell as a business. It doesn't work. In this system, the one thing will lead into the other thing, and all of these loops end up becoming a part of the whole system. So what we do here is in your 1 hour session, you are working on the person's head, inside their head, same as you do with your quit program. Yeah? And then there are daily declarations. You're actually giving people certain things to do that they'll have to do on a daily basis. Yeah? Remember the presupposition that I've added to the NLP world, everything counts. There is no place where everything counts is more important than in an ideal weight program. Yeah? Everything counts. So, it is about food, but it's not about food. So, it's not about just a diet plan. It's about quality and quantity. But remember how in your program we talk about above the line and below the line when it comes to you and your emotions? Well, guess what? Here you're going to have above the line and below the line foods. And there's a real simple system that you'll be transferring to your clients that will get to know, what is above the line, what is below the line. What can I have now, what can I have later? What can I have before, what can I have after? Even coffee. You can go and read 1,000 books and they'll give you 1,000 different ideas about what to do with coffee when it comes to weight loss program. Whether it's good for you, whether it's bad for you, whether it's whatever for you. Yeah? I'm suggesting that there is a simple process for making time be incorporated into foods and drinks as well. So, the program is not a diet program, but obviously it includes foods and the awareness of them. Yeah? So above and below the line for food. A time and place, and the environment, because the environment of eating is also important. But there are no other weight loss programs that combine all these things. They give you one thing, but they don't give you the total picture. Here you'll be getting the total picture in 60 minutes. Now, just as in your case here, and you've heard it from different people, some people might take 70 minutes to do it in, some people might take 80 minutes. It doesn't matter, this will be up to you. Yeah? But in 60 minutes, we'll expose you to all of this. So, it also is not about exercise, but it includes exercise. Yeah? Now, the thing with the exercise is, there are wrong type of exercises that people do. And sometimes, if you give people a slightly complicated set of instructions, is the likelihood of them following that complicated set of instructions high or low that they will actually fail? You know, they're going to fail if they're complicated instructions, right? If you make them easy and incorporate them on a daily basis, then the chances are they'll actually do something. So, we're not going to claim to be an exercise physiotherapist by the end of your training. We're not going to claim to be a dietitian by the end of your training. When we talk about foods, we'll actually clarify that 1,000,000%. That you're not all of a sudden a dietitian. But what you're doing is you're giving your personal advice to what is above the line, what is below the line, when and how much. Same as exercise. What we're going to do with exercise is, yes, you're going to have an exercise regiment, program, but what that entails is going to be 3 or 4 minutes at a time. Now, do you think you can find 3 or 4 minutes at a time? We're not talking about driving for an hour to go to the gym and then doing an hour session at the gym and then coming back and having to change clothes 10 times a day. We're not talking about that. We're talking about doing things for 3 or 4 minutes at a time. Do you think your clients will find that easy to do, yes or no? Yes. So that's the exercise that's included. Now, what about meditation? Now, this is important. Some of you might laugh and say, well, why a meditation? Well, because it's important. And there is no other program out there that does all this. This will all be done in your 60-minute session. Now, the meditation is pretty important from my point of view, because if the person doesn't change me to not me, here, if they're fat here, they will be fat forever. If they're obese here, they'll be obese. They need to change me to not me for something to start shedding. And I mean that sincerely, by the way, with all love and respect, right? You can't be me and still have the same issues as you've always had. You've got to accept the fact that you get to become not me. In a small way. I'm not talking about big shifts here. I'm talking about small adjustments. So the meditation includes the chakras, includes colors, includes sounds. It's an all-encompassing meditation. How long will it take them to do? 7 minutes a day. No longer than 7 minutes a day. Do you think your client will be excited to hear that they don't have to work for hours to do what they need to do to reach their ideal weight? This is important, yeah? Now, some people touch on supplements. In fact, some of the crazy little ideas on diet pills is to take diet pills. You know, they're drugs that have come from God knows where and you don't know what's in them. They're the worst things you can do. But you know what? You will have a little segment on supplements that will actually help the person make their own decisions on what's important to them in that regard. And there are certain things that are important to them in that regard when it comes to weight gain or loss. And then accountability. What about accountability? Do you think it'll be important for a person who says they want to get to a different weight level? Do you think it's important for that person to accept the fact that they're going to need to be accountable from then on? Do you think they get to be upset if someone says, well, what does the scale say today? Because if they get upset when you ask them that question, well, what's the point? Why did they do the program in the first place, right? So right up front, we want to let people know that they need to be accountable. And the system incorporates accountability. In the first month after they get to see you, they send you an email on a daily basis. Now you might think, oh my God, that's going to be a lot of work for me. No, it's easy, because it's a web-based page that they click, they fill in the forms, the actual form for the day, they make their declarations, they send you that form every day to say, I've done this, this, or I missed doing that. Fine. Accountability. 30 days, they keep doing it. And after that, on a weekly basis. For how long? As long as they like. It doesn't take a lot of work from your end, because it's web-based and it's automatic. You don't even have to respond. So the system incorporates all of those various scenarios: mindset, declarations, food, exercise, meditation, supplements, and accountability. The whole system is covered. In how long? 60 minutes. Reach your ideal weight in 60 minutes. Stuart Wilde, how many people are familiar with Stuart Wilde? Quite a few of you. He says there are 4 disciplines for the initiate: physical, nutritional, emotional, and a discipline of balance. Well, in our system we break that down to 7 pieces that are very important, absolutely critical. And once you get those 7 pieces together, they form the puzzle, incorporating all those disciplines that are really important. There's not one that if you took one away, I'm not saying the whole system will crumble. What I'm saying is every piece fills the puzzle. Every piece gives you the total picture. Just like your quit session, you can cut a corner and still get the results. You can do the same here. But what we're saying is this system is going to be complete. The person that sees you, when they get to be your client and you deliver what it is that you deliver, they will walk out of your office thinking, wow, I am not going to read another magazine on diet. I am not going to buy another book on diet, ever. I'm not going to get to talk about protein, carbs. I'm not going to get to talk about this, that, or the other, because it'll all be in the system. Not complicated, lots of exercises, not complicated, lots of anything. Everything real simple. Do you like that? Yeah. All right. Well, this is it. Now, there is a bonus with that particular training. And the bonus with that particular training is, and I mean, we know you want a bonus, right? So we're including a bonus. There's another co-authorship opportunity coming up. I'm not going to tell you what it is now, but it is a brilliant book. It's not here. But it's a brilliant book that you get an opportunity to co-author as well. So all of a sudden, absolutely automatically, you get to be the credible person that is professional in that field. So there it is. Earn another $1,000 a day. Richard Bandler says, why be yourself when you can be someone so much better? So the idea of me, not me, hey, it's okay. We're in the right place here. You know, there's nothing wrong with me. It's lovely. But if I wanted to do something new, I have to shift and become not me for that period of time. Yeah? And I get to find some butterflies as well that move along. So, earn $1,000 a day. Extra. A massive new opportunity. That's what we want. And it is for you and only for you because you're quit graduates. So Roberta, come on up.
Okay.
I don't know about the offers, but you have them.
I have them.
Well done.
Okay.